And now for our buffalo, we're going to start with our light brown 260. We're going to come out to the nozzle end. We're going to make a little small bubble, make that into a pinch twist. Make another one, and make that into a pinch twist as well. So we've got 2 pinch twists on the end there. Now we're going to make about, a bubble is about the width of my hand, about 2 inches. And we're going to make another bubble the same size, and then come back and lock that into those 2 pinch twists that we started with, just like that. Now we're going to complete this part of his head. We're going to do a roll through, but you don't want it to be the same size because we want this to have a little bit of a bow to give his head sort of a bowed up effect like that. So measure a bubble that's kind of, when it's tucked through, you're going to get that effect there. It's going to bow up a little bit, and then roll it through. Makes it fun because you've got a bigger bubble to roll through there. You just push it through like that, and now you see he's got his head that sort of bows up. We're going to do the same thing with his body. So we're going to make a long bubble. Oh, that's about 4 inches or so. Then we're going to make a pinch twist at the end of this one. And then I like to take this pinch twist and split it into 2 bubbles. So just grab and squeeze the middle of it and roll one side of it. Just like that. Little tight buffalo booty there. Now we need another bubble the same size as this one for his body. Wrap that around there. And now we don't have to roll through because we've got these pinch twists on the end here. So what you're going to do, squeeze it out so it's kind of soft. And again, I want it to sort of arch up, but I don't want it quite that much. I'm going to lay a 160, so you want it where a 160 is sort of hide that. So twist that into the split pinch twist on the back end, and we're going to pop this excess off. We don't need it. Tuck that up in there. And then because it's bowed there and the way that's head, you've got that big rise that you get on a buffalo there. Now we're going to take our light brown 160 and we're going to make his legs. So you're going to take the nozzle and twist it here where his head meets his body. Lock it in place just like that. Now we're going to make his front legs. So make about a 4-inch bubble. Another bubble the same size, and then twist back into his body. Locking that into place just like that. Now we're going to take and we're going to lay this 160 where it kind of runs in that little groove there. Kind of squeeze a little bit, make it kind of soft. And then I'm going to lay it up inside there so it kind of fills that a little bit. And when I get back to the back, twist it into the pinch twist in the back, and you can see how that sort of fills in that cavity we had created before, so you don't have a hole through the middle of his body. Now make his back legs, just like his front legs. Lock him into that pinch twist, and then we're going to do the same thing and come back up on the other side. We've got the one on that side, and fill that little gap we created there. And squeeze a little bit to soften it. Come back up to the front, lock it in and around the front, and then this excess go ahead and remove. Secure that in just like that. And now we've got his legs and our body. Now we're going to take our white 160. We're going to make his horns and his eyes out of this one single 160. First we're going to make a horn, so you're going to make about the width of my hand, about a 2.5 to 3 inch bubble. They don't have really long horns. And we're going to again twist that in where his head meets his body. Twist that in there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to make his eyes. I'm squeezing this so it's really, really soft. I want to squeeze a lot of the air out of it because I don't want him to have big bulgy eyes. And then we're going to, where we've got these 2 gaps on either side, just like we did for his body, we're going to do the same thing to create his eyes, but I want them to be smaller and fit up inside there almost. So I squeeze most of the air out, go up and wrap it around his lips, and then I can take that bubble and see how it pushes down in there, and that gives him an eye. Then you're going to repeat the same process on the other side. Now he's got eyes on both sides of his head, and you want it soft enough that you can kind of squeeze it and tuck it down inside there like that. Then we're going to make his other horn. So make a bubble the same size as your first horn. Pop off this excess, we don't need it. And I'm going to trim that just a little bit. And then it's their horns curve, so I'm going to sort of give his horns a little bit of a curve like that. They just kind of curve up around their head. And there he is. He's almost complete. Now what we're going to do, they have that big shaggy, it's not really a true mane, but that darker fur up on their head. They also have a little beard or goatee, and we're going to get that out of our 160 brown that we have left, and also a tail. So we're going to start. I'm going to start by making this goatee. I'm going to twist this up and around the 2-pinch twist at the front. And then to make this goatee, I'm just going to make 2 little small, about 3/4 inch bubbles, just like that. And then lock those in together around the lips. Now, rather than have to pop this off, if you'll take and squeeze this 160 really, really soft and squeeze pretty much all the air or most of the air out of it, and you can tuck it once you squeeze the air out up inside under his bottom jaw there. Let me bring that back. You can see I've squeezed most of the air out. Then you can push it up inside there and get it to disappear. And so we didn't have to pop that off. Now we're going to take the 160 and we're going to make that shaggy coat there. You can take and just wrap it back and forth across that way if you like. Or if you want, you can take and make a string of pearls back and forth across it. I'm going to make a string of pearls. Figure out how many it's going to take to get across, where they'll just lay across the outside. You don't want to pull them too far down in. Once you get the other side, tuck it in. And I'm going to repeat that process a couple of times, probably 3, to give them a nice, good, tuft of hair there. So another string of pearls. Tuck it in again. And you can see how it's starting to sort of fill in that gap there. And I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to pull his horns right more to the front while I'm doing that. And we're going to make one more. And once I get the other side, I'm going to tuck that in again. Securing that in place, I'm going to wrap around his legs. I'm going to pop this excess off. I'm going to keep this. You can let the air out of it, but I'm going to keep that for his tail. Set that aside for a moment. Secure this loose end here. Position his hair. So you can see now he's got that big tuft of shaggy hair that they have behind their head like that. And he's starting to look more like a buffalo. Now we're going to take, that's the last bit of 160, I'm going to suck a little bubble on the end. Just like that. Tie it to secure the air into it. And then we're going to twist that on the split pinch twist on his back end. Just like that. And the reason I split that pinch twist on the back is now you can pull that up in between there and position if you want his tail sticking up or down or however you want to do it. I'll stick it up like that just to give it character. And we're going to take and just draw him some little eyes on here. We're going to make him look a little mean. And there is your buffalo.